Welcome everyone to the CCL halftime show. I'm Kyle Fergusson, and today I'm joined by MasonBlaze, a flex player, or maybe a range DPS for WildHeart Esports. Welcome to you, MasonBlaze.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to talk to you. Congratulations on moving up to the main roster this season. It's good to see you playing out there.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So tell me a little bit about how you got into Heroes in the first place.
So if I remember back when I was in middle school, I would always watch MF Palatime's videos, and I would check every night before I went to bed if he had a Heroes of the Storm video open. And his videos super got me hooked. As soon as I could get into beta, I did, and ever since then I've been grinding at it.
Nice, nice. Did you immediately gravitate towards Vala? It seems to be your main at the moment.
Back in the day, I remember I was exclusively a Verse AI player, so I pretty much just grinded heroes to get like their skins, and I never really... Vala is something that has been recent for sure.
Okay. How do you... So I was going to ask, how'd you get into competitive esports, but hang on a second. How did you make the transfer from Verse AI exclusive farming to fighting actual people and becoming interested in that?
Honestly, it's more of like I would play one quick match and it would be the most stressful thing I could ever imagine. Like I would win a game and be, all right, I'm done for the day. That's all I can handle. It just over time, eventually I just started grinding way more. And eventually that stress went away. And then eventually I transitioned into Storm League, which was a whole other beast. Sure,
absolutely. Did you start out on DPS there?
No, I pretty much only exclusively played healers. Like I loved Rhaegar, Uther, Tassadar, old Tassadar, and Tyrande were my mains for sure.
So more aggressive healers, but still taking maybe a little more of a backseat. So in 2019, you enter the Heroes Hype tournament and you start participating the next year in NGS. So how did that happen?
A long time ago, I met a group of players, I believe, in Quick Match, who I joined, I think, Heroes Lounge and NGS with, and our team name was Abusement Park. And I still play with them till this day. They were really good friends of mine. It was super convenient that they lived very close to me, maybe like 20 minutes away, all of them. I'd not planned at all. And then at some point, I believe after HCC died, I took some members from that team, mainly Tremor and Infred, and Xenaris, and I made a completely new team called We Take These. And for like the last 3 years, I've been playing in NGS and tourneys with Tremor and Infred still.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Fabulous team name, by the way. Love it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So you've been competing in Storm League Division and then signed up for the Community Clash in Season 2.
Yeah, I believe I was a free agent in Season 1. I just unfortunately never got picked. It was not until Season 2 where I got a few different messages for some tryouts.
How did you impress into Season 2? How'd you get your name out there?
So if I had to guess, I've played a lot with a lot of the players on different teams. I think I have a pretty good connection with, I'd say, a few other teams with just individual players who recommended me to their org owner.
Awesome. Well, it's great seeing you on the main roster this season. How is that going for everybody? A pretty big shakeup on the team, of course. You no longer have the same drafting captain. What is the draft like for you all right now? So far,
I'd say so far it's gone exceptionally well. Having both me, Tremor, Wary Day on the team, we've all been playing together for so long that it was a very natural transition. And both Slug and Zergling and even Lupus all fit just insanely well with our team atmosphere. And so far, Zergling has definitely stepped up a lot. I would say same with Wary Day for helping us draft and have a clear direction of how we want to improve.
So it sounds like it's really more of a committee sort of style. You got Zergling doing some shot calling, but also the three of you together kind of knowing each other's styles, and you're working through those problems in not only draft, but the game itself.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say that especially me and Trem are just very comfortable communicating with each other since we've been playing for so long, and we have such well-developed synergy that, yeah, it's definitely not an issue pointing out mistakes and learning from them.
So take me back a little bit. Season 2, you do play, you're on the bench a little bit, but you do play, and you're playing things like supports, which makes sense given your history you're talking about there, but then a Medivh, a Yrel, a Hogger, and now this season, Vala. So you said Vala's pretty recent for you. How did that transformation happen?
So all throughout our NGS team's history, I was always pretty much flexing whatever role we needed. At some point, I needed to play healer. At some point, I needed to play range. At some point, I needed to play offlane. And over all the years, I think I've gotten pretty good understanding of how to play each individual role. So when I was a sub, I definitely felt comfortable filling any other role. And then now that I'm on ranged, I've been grinding a lot of different ranged and scrims to make sure I'm actually up to date on my mechanics on, especially Vala, because I think Vala right now is a quadruple S tier ranged hero.
Okay, this is interesting because there is of course Valas, and at home we have tons of Valas, but you're really leading the charge, and it's not a single build. Game to game, your Vala is changing quite a bit.
Yeah, so I'm one of those players where I play a build in like Stormlink or scrims. I'm like, wow, that was insane. I played a bunch of games, and then one scrim block, I'm like, all right, people are going auto attack build Vala. All right, I'll try auto attack build Vala. And then for a few games, I'm like, okay, this is overpowered. I definitely change my builds up a lot. I like the variety.
And then this past week, you played a lot of Sylvanas.
Mm-hmm.
And
actually,
go for it.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'll just say that's actually pretty recent. I think it was just more of now that teams are starting to ban out the Vala and Lunara, which are my go-tos, Sylvanas is just a well-rounded range assassin that works well in most scenarios.
Yeah, congratulations on that. You were getting quite a few bans this last week trying to keep you off that Vala. Really cool watching you do the mind control build there in game 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game 2, you actually went with the Silence Arrow. Why did that happen?
So they had a Tyrael and a Tracer, and my main goal was to hopefully catch both of them in it so we could quickly one-shot them. Unfortunately, I was a little late on them, and the two big ones got sanctification by Masquerade. But yeah, it was more so just because they were more focused on dive.
In the previous week, though, you all fought Chilly Mountain again. Was there a lot of energy going into Chilly Mountain after the previous season?
I'd say not so much, just because we have such a new roster and so many rosters are completely different. We just like every season. Every series we go in with complete just try hard, win, and have fun. Awesome.
Well, we've certainly been jumping in your comms there in the games and gotten to witness some of that. The crazy, absolutely just crazy Volskaya Foundry, you all, for the fans. I'm sure you guys were exhausted. It was 33 minutes on that final week 3 game. There wasn't a single kill for 15 minutes. How does the team deduce that? What did you guys feel after that match, and what did you plan for this week based on that sort of information?
So it's just the map Volskaya. Both teams had very AFK passive poke comps, and both teams had a very AFK passive tank. So it was more so both teams kind of just pucking spells at each other until something happened. And then eventually when it came down to some sort of engage, we thought we had Mene out of position. So I was in the comms, especially when they joined, I was screaming Mene. And unfortunately, there was a good bunker and a better Ma, so we ended up losing that game. But going into next week, I think we're definitely comfortable on most maps. It's just Volskaya is just one of those maps that is guaranteed to go level 30. So just got to go. Hopefully that's like game 1, so we don't have to run out of steam in a game 5.
So yeah, save the marathons for early on and get them out of the way.
Yeah.
I do have to commend your Vala, though. That was maybe the safest Vala play I've ever seen. I play a lot of Storm League, so you'll have to take that with a grain of salt. But you were never in a dangerous position throughout all of Volskaya. It was an art form, and I was very impressed. So not only are you taking those lessons forward, this week you're going to fight 30K. Any thoughts on that team?
Yeah, so in my own personal power rankings, I think that 30K is definitely a top 3-2 team. I think out of almost any team, they have some of the most best individual skill. Suit 5 just great players that seem like they work really well together. Definitely gonna have to bring our A game and prep a lot for that series. It's gonna be tough. Okay, so now I have to ask, what is the MasonBlaze ranking then for the teams in the season? I don't know if I want to go too much into that. I would think. I mean, okay, if I have to be fair, I can say that I think that the teams that I think will perform the best are definitely still 30K, Storm, and Simplicity. Excellent. Well, here as we reach the end, any shout outs you'd like to give? yeah, so for sure, shout outs to my team. I've had such a fun series, season so far. Our team environment has been working amazingly. It's really, really fun. And also shout out to all of our org, Goon, Jazlene, and especially Schulte, who's our social media manager. I mean, not social media, pardon me, like just social media guy who made our roster video, and his editing skills are absolutely fantastic. I love everything I've seen from him. Shout out to you and all the members of HeroesHearth for making such an amazing tournament. I've had so much fun. This is definitely the best HOTS tournament I've ever played in. And then, yeah, I think that's about it.
Awesome. Well, everybody, stay tuned for that upcoming game. Sure to be exciting. MasonBlaze, good luck. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me.